In this example, we're given a quadratic equation and they want us to find the two solutions. They would like for us to write the two solutions in this format and then find the actual decimal. So we're going to use the quadratic formula, which is x. Well, in this case, it's talking about z. So let's use the variable z. Z equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2 times a. Based on the quadratic, we know that a is 1, b is negative 1, and c is negative 30. Remember, the standard form of a quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And this is where we get the a, b, c. Now we're simply just going to substitute our values for these variables into the formula. So the formula has a negative, and then I'm substituting negative 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times a times c. And this is all divided by 2 times the a, which is 1. Now we're just going to simplify a little bit. A negative times a negative gives you a positive, plus or minus. Now inside the square root, you simplify two ways. Well, you work at it separately. You first do the left side, and then you do the right side. So negative 1 squared gives you positive 1. Negative 4 times 1 gives you negative 4. Times negative 30, if I'm not mistaken, is positive 120. Plus 120. Now, I always say to the students, double check your work, because sometimes the brain doesn't do the job correctly. And then you got 2. 2 times 1, 2. Now, we're going to go ahead and add here. Right there. Well, I'm going to do it right here. So I have z equals 1 plus or minus square root of 126 over 2. If you notice, they want you to put in this format. So that means that the n is the 1, the d will be the 126, and the m is 2. That way you know what number goes exactly for what variable. All right. Now let's go ahead and find the two values. So we have z equals 1 plus square root of 126 divided by 2. And we have z equals 1 minus the square root of 126 divided by 2. And I'm going to be using my beautiful here calculator, and I'm going to do it one step at a time. So I'm going to do 1 plus the square root of 126. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm going to take that number and I'm going to divide it by 2. And that's going to give me this really long decimal. $11.24.86.08. Sometimes examples like this will ask you to round to 2 decimals, which will be rounded to 6.11, because the 2 does not change the second one, so we'll stay at 6.11. Then we're going to do the bottom one, so 1 minus the square root of 126 divided by 2. That gives you the decimal negative 5.11248608. All right, just like that. And rounded negative 5.11. So in this example, we use the quadratic formula to find the two values of z.